Welcome stars. In this video I'm going to help you understand the difference between an applying and a separating aspect in astrology. So each aspect will either be applying or separating, and we're going to show you how to work out whether it is applying or separating and what you're actually looking for, and really as well, why do we care? We're going to be looking at working out applying and separating aspects in some sample charts. I've got Van Gogh, Picasso, Susan Boyle, Lewis Hamilton and Freud, and we'll be looking at their charts in relation to applying or separating aspects. I'm really going to be focusing on the Ptolemaic aspects, the conjunction, the opposition, the trine, the square and the sextile. And if you're new here, you can find out about aspects in general in this video, and then also if you're interested in finding out the tightest aspect, which is quite important as well, that would be in this video as well. I also do have a series of videos on aspects, and if you're interested you can definitely look into those too. I am adding all the time. If you are an aspiring astrologer, this is for you. Hi, I'm Alison. When you start to learn astrology, there are many things that you have to go through. I've said it before: signs, planets, houses and aspects. Aspects is a really interesting part of astrology. It's how the two planets that are in aspect will talk to each other. So today we're going to be looking at whether an aspect is applying or separating. So perhaps you have, I don't know, sun square moon. Is it applying or is it separating? Because it will be different. The energy will be either coming to culmination or it's going to be dissipating. And we're going to look at those a little closely. You'll still have the aspect, the sun square moon, but we will then have a deeper understanding, dare I say even a richer understanding of what this aspect may mean within the person's life or within your chart if it's in your chart. If you have an aspect that is your tightest aspect and it is applying, it is super important, and that's really the first aspect you want to start looking at. These are highly important aspects in people's charts. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so let's look at applying and separating aspects. There are actually three states that aspects can be in. They're either applying, exact, or separating. And generally an aspect is either applying or separating. So with an applying or separating aspect, what actually happens is that the faster planet applies or separates from the slower moving planet. So of the two planets within one aspect, one of those planets will be faster than the other, and it's the fastest planet that either applies or separates from the aspect. That's what we're looking for. Now, some of the keywords we have for applying aspects are stronger, potential, pending main event, coming soon, heat and friction, anticipation, pressure bills, imminent arrival, and future expectation. All aspects that are applying have potential yet to come, and they are more dynamic than separating aspects because the aspect has yet to perfect its actual position. So some keywords for exact aspects, which are those that are 0 degrees, 0 minutes. They are exactly in orb. And to be honest, you virtually never come across these, but specifically, if you do have exact aspects, the keywords here are exquisite, perfection, partile, together, ultimate, fleeting, and release. It is the exact moment of the exact aspect. This is the very, very powerful position for two planets to be. So for instance, at every new moon, we will get an exact aspect, an exact conjunction as the moon applies to, makes an exact aspect, and then separates from the sun. And then some keywords for separating aspects are time for a nap, knowing, a memory, glory days, history, and fading. The potential of the aspect has passed. If an aspect is separating, the faster planet is moving away from the slower moving planet, and the aspect's energy is dissipating. It is fading in a separating aspect. To determine if you have if your aspects are applying or separating, so step one is, first of all, when two planets are in aspect, which has to be the case to have an aspect in the first place, you want to find the faster moving planet. Now, the planets in order of speed are the Moon. The Moon is faster than Mercury, which is faster than Venus, which is faster than the Sun, which is faster than Mars and Jupiter, Saturn, Chiron there, then Uranus, then Neptune, and then Pluto. And that is the planets in order of speed. So the Moon is faster than anything. Mercury is virtually always faster than everything else except the Moon, and Venus is usually faster than everything except Mercury or the Moon. Of course, it does depend if Venus is moving towards a station, it will be slower, and you would have to double check that. But in general, this is your order of speed from each of the planets. Now, step 2 would be, as the planets move, will the aspect become exact, or has it already been exact? Where are the planets moving to? Say you've got a Sun conjunct Moon. Is the Moon moving towards the Sun, or is the Moon moving away from the Sun? That is what we want to know. Is in the next few hours or days, will the aspect get tighter and tighter before it comes exact, or has it occurred already and will it be released because the aspect is becoming wider and wider? And there are 2 specific ways how Solar Fire displays applying and separating aspects. If you use the Solar Fire astrology program for PC, and many people have it, you will see that you have the option of putting in applying aspects as a solid line and separating aspects as a dotted line. Apart from the fact that if the aspect is tighter, the line would be thicker than if it was wider, then it would be thinner. So you have this option of applying for solid lines typically and separating as dotted lines, which is the standard that we have as astrologers we've used for many, many years. But in Astro Gold, which is the actual program I'm using for this particular example charts in this particular video, they only put dotted lines on non-Ptolemaic aspects. So watch out and don't get confused about that. Applying and separating conjunctions. Let's have a look at some examples. Let's have a look at the chart for Vincent van Gogh. He has the Moon conjoined Jupiter. You can see it down there. The Moon is at 20 and Jupiter's at 24. So we know that the Moon is faster. So the Moon is applying to Jupiter because the Moon will move up 21, 22, 23, 24 and make the exact conjunction to Jupiter. So in this case, it is an applying conjunction. If we look at the conjunction of Venus and Mars, Venus is at 28, Mars is at 26. Venus is faster, therefore Venus is separating from Mars because Venus will move 29 and then 0 of the next sign. Venus is moving away, so it is a separating conjunctions. Applying and separating oppositions. Looking at Picasso's chart, he has Mercury opposite Jupiter. Mercury is faster, but Jupiter is retrograde. Now, the arrows there are showing the direction the planets are moving in. Mercury is at 24 and Jupiter is at 23. So Mercury's movement will be 25, 26, 27, and Jupiter's movement will be 22, 21, 20. So the exact opposition has already passed, and therefore Mercury is separating from Jupiter. Let's do another one. Mercury opposes Pluto. So let's have a look at another one. Mercury opposes Pluto. The arrows are pointing in the direction the planets are moving. So again, Mercury is going to go 25, 26, 27. Pluto will go 27, 26, 25, 24. And therefore, we know the movement. So Mercury is faster. Pluto is retrograde. So the exact opposition is still to come, and Mercury is applying to Pluto. Applying and separating trines. Looking now at the chart of the singer Susan Boyle. So Susan Boyle has Venus trine Uranus. So Venus trines Uranus. Venus is faster, but Venus is retrograde, and so is Uranus for that matter. So Venus is going to count back 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, and Uranus is going to go 21, 20, 19, and Venus is applying to Uranus because Venus will catch up and perfect the trine to Uranus. So in this case, Venus is applying to Uranus. She also has Mercury trining Mars, both planets are direct. Mercury is faster and the exact trine has passed because Mercury is at 16, so it will go 17, 18, 19. Mars is going to go 13, 14, 15, but it won't be able to catch up to Mercury because Mercury is faster and is whipping away. So Mercury is separating from Mars. Another example in her chart, she has Mercury trining Neptune. Mercury is direct, Neptune is retrograde. So here Mercury again will go 17, 18, 19, and the Neptune is going to go 9, 8, 7, 6. Although Mercury is faster and Neptune is retrograde, Mercury is still separating from Neptune because the exact aspect has passed. Let's look at another one. Mars trines Neptune. Mars is direct, Neptune is retrograde, so Mars is faster and Mars will go 14, 15, 16. Neptune is retrograde, so it will be moving 9, 8, 7, and Mars is separating from the trine to Neptune. Let's have a look at applying and separating squares with the chart of Lewis Hamilton. So he has Venus squaring Chiron. Venus is faster, but Chiron is retrograde. Because they are both at 3 degrees, we have to look now at the minutes, and we see that Mercury is at 3 degrees 10 minutes, and Chiron is at 3 degrees 54 minutes. So what's going to happen here is that the exact square is yet to come because Venus is applying the square to Chiron, because Venus will go 3 degrees 11 minutes, 3 degrees 12 minutes, 3 degrees ultimately 54 minutes, and form the square to Chiron. So this one is applying. He's also got Mars squaring Chiron. So here we've got Mars at 9 and Chiron's at 3. Again, Mars is direct, Chiron is retrograde, so Mars is going 10, 11, 12, Chiron's going 2, 1, 0. Mars is faster, Chiron is retrograde, the exact square has passed. So Mars is separating from the square to Chiron. Applying and separating sextiles, let's look at the chart of Sigmund Freud. He has Sun sextile Neptune. So Neptune's direct, the Sun is direct, the Sun is faster than Neptune. The exact sextile has yet to come because the Sun is at 16, so it will go 17, 18, 19, and be exact with Neptune. The Sun is applying a sextile to Neptune. He also has Uranus sextile Neptune. Neptune's direct, Uranus is direct. Now Uranus is faster than Neptune, and the exact sextile has passed because Uranus is at 20 and Uranus will go 21, 22, 23, whereas Neptune will only go 20, 21, and Uranus will move away faster. So Uranus is separating from the sextile to Neptune. So there's a lot to think about there. In general, aspects are either applying or separating, and that does give a different flavour to the aspect. And these are subtleties that a good astrologer will pay attention to. So now I'd like to hear from you. Which is your most important, tightest applying aspect? That's going to be the one. So it won't be the tightest aspect in your chart unless it's applying. That's the one that would be interesting to see. And I'll just let you know that in my chart, my tightest applying aspect is Neptune sextile Pluto, which is of course a generational planet, as you may know, but it's bringing a focus to that aspect in my natal chart. It's bringing it to high importance during the course of the reading. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, subscribe, or share it with anybody who would be interested. I'm Alison Price. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.